Good morning, everybody. What is going on? Happy Tuesday. It is July 28th, 8:58 a.m. We're going to go ahead and dive into it just a little bit early today because we are seeing a great pre-market session, guys. We have KODK up over 214%, guys, from a close of 262. Right now, hitting highs of 875 in pre-market. FRAN, previous supernova stock, closing at 466, hitting new highs of $10.40 here in pre-market as well. So let's go ahead and dive into it, talk about what we have going on, our top stocks, potential entries, exits, you name it, why it's moving in the first place, what to expect so we can get prepared and ready to go for the day, guys. So let's go ahead and start with FRAN because it is up here on the live stream for you guys. We're also streaming to YouTube this morning, so good morning, everybody over on YouTube. Give me a big old good morning, everybody in chat. Give me a big good morning as well. I want to see who all is in chat and over on YouTube as well. So, guys, FRAN, previous supernova stock. I remember this stock literally a year ago, right? When did this take place? Back in September, so almost a year ago, right? This stock was an absolute monster, hitting highs of $20 from gapping up from $5. I mean, I made one of my biggest trades of 2019 over on FRAN, all right? So I'm excited. FRAN can definitely get the hype, the volume, and go on a big time run to the upside. It already has. What? FRAN's up 112%, guys, right? It's already, up over $5 a share. So I'm excited to see what FRAN has in store. So let's go ahead and dive into it. What do we have over on FRAN? Basically, it's earnings, guys. That's all we have is earnings. Why is it up so much? All right, think of it from a psychological aspect, right? Why am I excited? Because I remember FRAN, right? I remember FRAN went on a big time move. And what caused the big time move last time? Earnings. Whoa, would you look at that? Earnings. And it went on a big time spike. Yeah, we've had some earnings here. It actually dumped. Had some earnings here. Didn't do a whole lot. And now we have bad earnings, guys, right? So loss of $9.73 per share. $48 million in sales. Sales, loss from operations, 21 million to 23, but their sales were 67. So, I mean, guys, it's not the best, right? They definitely missed big time. They weren't even close, right? Negative 525 a share. So, but again, we have FRAN moving on up, even with bad earnings, guys. So the thing we need to think about is, again, just the psychological aspect of trading is, again, people remember the ticker names. Traders remember supernova stocks, right? So when this earnings report came out, was FRAN really doing anything? No. Look at it, guys. It really didn't start getting any volume until right around, I would say right around, 8:15? It wasn't doing anything. It was just chilling, right? It was like number 10 on the leaderboard, right? It wasn't doing a whole lot. So again, whenever things are kind of up too high, people are looking at KODK, right? Everybody's like, man, I missed the train. I missed that wave. I missed that big time move to the upside. Again, from $3 all the way to $9. Man, the market's hot, right? We have KODK. It's up. It's going huge. It's 18 million in float. It's got 23 million shares. Where's the next best thing? They're looking. Oh, FRAN, 2.75 million in float. I see it has news, right? That's the thing. I see there's a press release. Okay, cool. I remember FRAN. I remember FRAN going on a big time spike. I'm going to watch this to see if it gets any kind of volume. So what happens, right? Traders are sitting back waiting. We slowly see volume creep in, right? Slowly, little by little, not a lot. 5,000 shares, 16,000 shares, 7, 3, 2, 13, 14. And then boom, you start to see a little bit of volume and make new pre-market highs. So what do traders do? They start buying it up, right? Because they already missed the train on CODK. And they want the next best thing. They want to see if they can get in and make 100%, 50%, guys, right? People are excited. The market's been hot since yesterday, right? Last week wasn't too hot. So that's the psychology. That's the mindset of traders. And that's why we're seeing a stock like FRAN go on a big time move, even with bad earnings, all right? So what do we have on FRAN? Let's talk about support, resistance, everything like that. So right here we do have right around that 1050 resistance. Why? Simply on the daily chart, guys. Look at the daily chart. We can see that 1050 has been an area of concern in the past. All right, so 1050. Now, if we can break over 1050, where's our next area? Again, based on the daily chart, right around that 12 to 1227. Again, we're just scaling up. We're looking at key areas of consolidation of just past chart history on where the stock could go and where traders look to take profit, right? So again, over that 1050, it does have room to 1227. Anything over that 1227, it does have room up to $14. All right, guys. I mean, can it break 14 and hit 16, 18, 20? Absolutely, right? We do have a little bit of this gap fill as well, right, from this big dump, right? So, I mean, this technically could see $20 again today. But again, I'm looking at 10.5, 12 to 12.27, 14, and then 15 as my targets for now. And if it really starts ripping and running, guys, we're in chat. We live stream for a reason, right? So we'll jump back into it. We'll do our analysis. We'll pinpoint good entries, exits, you name it, what we do every single day, and we'll be prepared. But right now we are prepared. Where's the best support? All right, well, obviously not $10. Some traders thinking, oh, $10. Natural support, right? It's not holding up, right? So we're kind of coming below, retesting it now as resistance. What I see as far as the greatest, the best area of support, excuse me, guys, I'm thinking close to that 200-day moving average, right? Or right off that spiking high, right? So we have this spiking high back on the first of the month, right? We gapped up, we pushed, and then we gave it all back. If we can't hold that area, definitely that 200-day moving average right around that 775, right? The area that we said, hey, keep this on high watch, right? If FRAN can break 775, you will see it to 876, right? It ran all the way to 10.5. So if you guys took that trade, awesome job, right? Over $1 a share. Very, very quick as well. That happened within 3 minutes. You could have made over $1 a share on FRA. And so I'm looking at that 875 as being our first area of support. And if we lose that area, if this stock continues to stay strong and we're going to see it move higher, it cannot go any lower than the 200-day moving average at 775. All right. So that's what we have going on there on FRAN. Let's go ahead and talk about KODK. All right, and you guys are getting audio, right? Just want to make sure everything's good. AJ, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Trader King, what's up? He's purple. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know about that. We're not allowed to have colored names in chat besides you can keep it that way for the day, okay, Trader King? You can keep it that way for the day. I'm not gonna yell at you. But typically it's gonna be for mentors, you know, like team leaders like Wayne, he's green, and then myself to just indicate, you know, who we have in chat, some valid team leaders. And you can always, you know, get there as well, right? If you want to be purple, show credibility, show, you know, posting up links with, you know, credible alerts, things like that. We'll definitely have more slots and more room, again, for team traders to be team leaders and team mentors as well based on your credibility. So, no, you're fine. Like I said, I'm not going to pick on you, all right? You're cool. You're fine. I never really talked about that anyway. Just giving you a hard time, man. So, again, over on YouTube, I just want to make sure you guys are actually getting the stream and the feed. So, no, again, Trader King, you are fine, man. I'm sorry for giving you a hard time, man. You're over here like, man, it's 9:06 in the morning and Josh is already, you know, busting my balls. No, man, you're good. You can keep it purple, right? You can keep it purple. But we do have new chat coming. I think today or tomorrow she sent me the things. And I tested it, and it's getting there, right? There's still a few modifications, things that I don't like about it. But again, the tickers being highlighted in blue, certain names, color. I mean, it's good to go. We should have it definitely by August 1st. But again, I'm not too happy with the way it turned out. So she needs to make a few changes to the appearance of it before I'm happy. And she doesn't like that. And I'm like, well, you know, so be it. You know, I'm paying you to develop this for me. So I expect it to be right. Anyway, let's get back to what matters, stocks. My bad, guys. You know me, I typically go on my little rants. KODK, right? So what's up with KODK? Well, this morning, 618, right? I was one of the first in it. I love Lightspeed. Lightspeed lets you trade at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm in KODK after I see this press release, right? Right around that 515 mark. So I'm buying it down here in the low fives because I see this press release, and this is a very good press release. So Kodak lands $765 million U.S. loan under Defense Production Act to manufacture drugs to treat a variety of conditions. So now you have KODK getting a big amount of money, a big loan to start medical supply chain. That's pretty good news, guys, right? That is fantastic news. KODK, it's not a large float stock. It's 18 million, so it's a pretty decent float stock, and it's trading 24 million shares so far. So I was buying this thing up in the low fives, and my goal was to sell at $6 resistance, which I did. Again, you know me, I don't really go too big in pre-market unless I see the consistency. It was way too early. We were close to 7 o'clock, and what do we know what happens at 7 o'clock? A lot of brokers open on up, right? So a lot of brokers open. So you may have people that were already in this that look to take profit, what I'm thinking, or you're going to have people come and buy this up because it's fantastic news right at 7 o'clock. It was 50-50. It was a gamble. Again, you could have people coming in because, again, from 262 up to 6, swing traders, people buy. Maybe they want to take profit. I don't know. It could come on down. It could go up, but it's too much of a gamble. It was 50-50. So I took profits right before 7 o'clock just to watch it run the 7:30, just to watch it run all the way to $9, my target, right? That was my target, 905. And now that I'm talking to, I already missed my short. That was the short area that I wanted to get short on KODK. Now, why were these areas my targets? Why did I buy at 5? Why did I have a target of $9, right? I posted this up on Facebook, 7 o'clock, 7:30, right? KODK, target of $9. What do we just hit? $9, guys. I mean, it's pretty easy stuff once you can understand the analysis side of things. So let's look at KODK, right? Let's go ahead and, we need to go way up here in price. So I'm looking at the chart, and I'm looking at, okay, possible targets. Again, you guys know I like to look at the extremes, right? So I'm like, okay, well, here's a spiking high. Okay, well, here's a spiking high. Okay, well, there's that spiking high before the gap up, right? What do I see here? I'm like, look at that gap. Look at that daily gap, right? We haven't filled it yet. What do we know about stocks? Gaps like to be filled. So if you have a big gap up, eventually the stock's going to come down and fill the gap. If you have a gap down, eventually the stock's going to come up and fill the gap. Gaps love to be filled. So when I'm looking at this as far as targets, I'm like, okay, well, I can see that we're going to have, spiking high resistance there, some resistance right around there. And this is how I'm mapping out my targets, guys. Before the stock's even at $6.30, before it's at $7.26, before it's at $9, I already have an idea of where this is going to go and how I can plan my trade. So, boom, we're looking at it this morning. When I'm making my entries, I have my 6:30 target, right? That's my target, so I'm in. And I'm just letting it do its thing. But again, you guys know I got out right before 7 o'clock. So I took profits up here at 581. 571 was my fill. So I got out at 571 right before 7 o'clock just to watch this run past my target into 726 daily resistance, another target I had, pulled back, bottomed out beautifully before hitting my top target of 908. Now again, can this break over 908 and continue to move higher? Absolutely. But again, that was a great area because traders are looking at this as saying, oh, hey, look at that gap fill on the daily. That's going to be a great target to at least lock something in because I'd expect there to be a lot of people selling. And if there's a lot of people selling, that means there's a lot of resistance, right? So again, can we break over it? Absolutely. Now, if we do, where's our next few targets, right? So we're going to have $10. $10, just a natural resistance line. So $10 is going to be held down as resistance because you can have sellers up there. Now, if we can get over and hold 10, we're going to have these spiking highs here, right around 12. And then eventually, if we can continue the push, we have that spiking high right around 13 to 13.29, guys. So is KODK done? Well, right now, guys, it's on a solid uptrend. Would I say that this is done, stay away? Yeah, it's up 240%, but that doesn't mean it can't go 4, 5, 6, 1,000% today, right? As long as the chart stays appealing, right? As long as there's more buyers than sellers, more buying volume than selling volume, and the momentum stays behind this stock, that we can see this run as high as it wants to go. But we do have a target. One area I'm looking at if we break over 10 is going to be right around that 13 to 13.29. Before that, right below 12 at 11.85. But right now, we definitely want to see this break above that 908-ish area, hold, get a test of 10, and then find ourselves in a little bit of a channel of $9 support and $10 resistance before we really see which way this is going to go. Whether it's going to go up over 10 or if it's going to continue to come down and possibly fade today for some possible shorts, because it is easy to borrow. All right, it is easy to borrow. Is it easy to borrow on TD? No, it's not. It's hard to borrow. But on Lightspeed, it's easy. So again, I could short this, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Some key areas, right? Right now, where's the best support? Where you'd have some light support around 8, but the absolute best area of support is that 726 mark. Okay, so that spiking high where we broke above, we held and really pushed off of that. So we have some light support right here around 803, but I like this spiking high as far as support much better than this area around 8. So again, $8, I would say light support, right? 50-50 with it, but the strongest support, if I see it come down to 726, I will definitely be a buyer down there, and I'll look to take it back up into the 8s. All right, so that's KODK, top 2 stocks, guys. All right, again, KODK, FRAN. How's FRAN doing right now? So we're just kind of consolidating sideways. So support on FRAN right around that 910, guys. And honestly, you could probably see it just a little bit lower down towards around like 880, right? So you have your first little area of resistance we got above, held as support, then pushed. And also you have VWAP right around that area as well, which makes that a very low risk entry, right? So if you were looking to go long there off that area with VWAP, you could put your stops right underneath these highs and this low. So again, that gives you a nice 30-cent stop loss. And you know FRAN could go in a nice 50, 60, 70-cent move, dollar move. So that's kind of where I'm looking at there on FRAN, is around that 883 for a possible dip buy for the push back up into 10 if it does come back down. What else do we have? We have some other stocks with news, right? We have SNGX with news. SNGX is currently up 38%, 25 million in float. SNGX says phase 3 clinical program timelines remain on track, right? They announced the publication of positive preclinical results for a novel COVID-19 vaccine. So that's why this stock got all the hype, right? This stock closed at 213. First order came through around like 225, and then boom, all the way to 368. Okay, that's good news. It's COVID-19 news, Josh. All right, it's a decently low float stock. It's 25 million. All right, so it's somewhat low. It's not 100. Why is this stock not moving? Right, it has COVID-19 news. Well, because the mob is not on SNGX. The mob, majority of buyers, where are they at? They're on the stocks that are ripping and running right now. FRAN and then KODK. But does that mean we need to discredit SNGX and not add it to our watch list? Understand the press release, understand areas of support and resistance? No, because it does have good news. It is on the leaderboard. It's a relatively low float stock. It has some decent volume, 6.7 million. It's up 37%. So if we see FRAN start fading, if we see KODK start fading, where are traders going to go? They're going to go to their watch list. What's on their watch list? Stocks that have news, right? So again, add this to your watch list. Right now, you do have these lows as support right around this 290-ish mark. Right now, if we can't hold 290, you're probably going to be looking at your first low we made here in pre-market at 275. Really what we're looking for is volume. All right, so if we see some stocks fade, we see volume return on SNGX, we do have potential to move and at least retest pre-market highs up into the 360s. Okay, guys? So we know the news, we know the float, we know support resistance. Now we're prepared to where if we see volume move in, we can make a quick plan in our head and execute without hesitation to take advantage of the opportunity if it presents itself. We have VRME as well. I don't even want to talk about VRME. The fact that we just don't have volume. So there was a press release, but I mean, guys, look at it, right? I mean, do you really think VRME is going to do anything? There's just no volume. Add it to the watch list, add it to your back burner. If it becomes a stock that's active and it starts moving up, all right, we'll dive into it. But right now, I don't think we should waste any time and really have you guys focusing on it because, again, there's just nothing going on. And the first little spike you see, you may get excited and jump in on it when, again, there's just, it's garbage. I'm sorry, it's garbage. So, guys in chat, for the webinar address, what are we guys talking? We got to you can actually click the link to pop out the live stream now. So if you click that, it's going to post it up in a new tab so you can go back and forth. Okay, guys? And then we're implementing single sign-on today to where when you log in with your user ID and stuff to get in the chat, you're no longer going to have to put in first name, last name. it's going to automatically put you into the live stream, into the webinar. You don't have to go through that extra step. Okay, guys, so we do have some things in the works, but for now, all you have to do is just enable that live stream. Just go ahead and put in your stuff, pop it out if you want to pop it out, and enable flash, and you're good to go. So VRME, guys, I'm not even going to focus on it. It's on the watch list just in case. There is some news today. VRME partnership to integrate technologies and market digital security. So I mean, it has partnership news. VRME closed at 357. We're at 4, so I mean that's like a 10% gap up. So it's going to be down here a bit. Where's VRME's float? Don't even see it on the leaderboard. I mean, from 350. Okay, so it's a little over 10%. But where's this bad boy at? Am I just going blind today? All right. Anyway, I don't even see it. So moving on. SPPI, guys. What's up with SPPI? Well, we saw news come out last night. This is a large float stock as well. SPPI is pretty large in float, but it is gapping up. Okay, so it's 113 million in float, 2.4 million shares in pre-market. I mean, the news is priced in, right, guys? The news is priced in. So yesterday and after hours, there was positive top-line results from one of their trials. So this thing went on a big-time move. I traded this, made 50, 60 bucks. Small shares again in after hours, guys. And then it really just set sideways. So is it really going to be a big-time mover today? I doubt it. It's 100 million in float. It's trading 2.4 million shares. I mean, we have FRAN, lower float, trading more volume. We have KODK, tons more volume, lower float stock. So again, I don't expect SPPI to go on a big-time move today. But again, definitely add it to your watch list in case you see things fade off and we start seeing this maybe build some momentum and go on a nice solid uptrend. We could always trade this. Again, it's a large float stock. It'll be a slow, steady mover. But it's something that you guys may like, less volatile, slow, steady to the upside. You can easily trade it without that anxiety, right? If you're a new trader and sometimes you get anxious with all the volatility in the market. So you do have news, SPPI, over 100 million in float, trading 2.5 million shares, currently up 46% in pre-market. We talked about KODK, SNG. Yeah, so we've pretty much knocked it out. I mean, there's some other stocks that had news like MEDS. All right, MEDS, but again, I mean, look at the volume. It's just really not there. Look at the price action. It's very, very choppy. So again, I mean, until we see things fade, then I don't really think traders are getting involved with things like, VRME and MEDS. But again, we'll have the scanners in chat, obviously, all day, every day, scanner. So if we see things hitting high the day of momentum, breakout scanners, we'll be prepared. And if it happens to be a stock like MEDS, we know that there's a press release, there's a catalyst, we'll be all ready to rock and roll, guys. So really, that's the watch list. I think, again, top stocks to focus on are going to be KODK, right? I would say number 1, FRAN, number 2, SNGX, number 3, and then keep SPPI kind of on your back burner as a number 4. So let's go ahead and take a vote, guys. So again, FRAN, KODK, SPPI, or SNGX. Which stock is going to do the best today? Go ahead and cast your votes in 3, 2, 1. While you guys do that, let me get Mr. Blake a link for his webinar. Maybe this link will work. All right, guys, so we have about 4, 5, 6. So we should have another 6 coming in. I'll give you guys about 1 more minute. Go ahead and cast your vote. Which stock do you think is going to do the best? Anybody over on YouTube, feel free to post that up as well. It's between FRAN, KODK, SPPI, and SNGX. Right now, looks like we have 57% of chat saying KODK is going to be the best, followed by SNGX. No one likes FRAN. What's going on? No one likes I'm gonna vote myself. I'm voting FRAN, guys. AJ Riot analysis. Yeah, we can do that. We have plenty of time. I'm starting to jump on the mic a little bit earlier. So again, cast your vote. You have 3, 2, 1. Stop the poll. The results are in, and we have 50% of chat saying KODK. Then we have 25% saying SNGX. 12% and 12% SPPI. So we got SPPI on the low end of the totem pole. And then we have FRAN. Guys, I chose FRAN. All right. KODK, it's great. I think it has a lot of room to the upside. I believe FRAN has a lot of room to the upside as well. What did we see yesterday? We had two hot stocks, right? We had WHLM and MNOV, two hot stocks. So I think both of these are going to be very, very hot. But to start, we're going to look at KODK. Then we're going to go ahead and keep FRAN on the side, but these are the top two stocks I'm looking at. Don't forget about OCGN, guys. I do apologize. Do not forget about OCGN. Why? Well, this stock yesterday had a very strong day and a nice solid close above the 200-day moving average. Okay, I know some traders in chat were taking this as a swing early on, right in the 51 to 52 range. You guys are up almost 25 cents a share. That is amazing. That is 50% return, guys. Right? That is 50%. Am I doing the math right? You guys were taking it there and you're selling it here. Yeah, 50%. So you guys are doing fantastic. We do have a top target of around $1 on the stock. So if we can hold this 68-cent mark, we could easily see the break over pre-market highs and for the push to $1. So I currently have 500 shares of this stock. I am in at 76 cents at 500 shares, and I am looking to see if this can get that pre-market high break and for the push up to $1 today. Not a huge size, right? Nothing crazy, but 25 cents is 25 cents. Be a couple $100. I'm happy with that on a very, very low risk trade, right? Now, if it looks good and it shapes up, I'll definitely add to my position on OCGN. But for now, I do have 500 shares, and I'm looking to see if we can get that dollar touch because yesterday was a very nice day. In for the swing. Oh, it was you, AJ. Oh, yeah. I was talking about it last night. I'm like, who took that? Was it V777 or was it AJ? And AJ, I was like, yeah, it's definitely AJ. Definitely AJ. It's like, you're doing good, man. You're down in the low 50s, right? We were talking about this yesterday, I think in pre-market, right? This could be a fantastic swing trade if we have a nice day over the 200-day moving average. I liked the push, the decreasing volume on the daily, right to the moving average, nice gap up over the 200. I mean, we even said we'll see some multi-day, continuation out of this. And right now, we're gapping up beautifully. I mean, from 62 cents up to 74. I mean, that's a beautiful gap up over, 20% just overnight. All right, guys. So I know you said RIOT. Riot. So again, Riot blockchain, right? Blockchain. There's another one out there too. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it's just blockchain related. Yesterday we were looking at this, right? I think you mentioned it. 290 ran up to the 308. So really, if you're interested in it, I'm not, guys. Again, until we see the hype and the euphoric, everybody in Bitcoin and it's ripping. This follows Bitcoin. All right. So this just follows Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of volume yesterday. Right, there was over 50 million shares traded yesterday, but what did it do? Right, it ran from, again, an open of around 264 up to 308. Right, so technically from open to close, it was down, but from open to the highs was around 14%. Now let's go look at something like MNOV. The stock ran 109%. Right, WHLN. Right? The stock ran 87%. So while I understand why you're looking at RIOT, right? I just think there's better opportunity in the market, right? For you to put your capital. RIOT can continue to move up. From a daily perspective, I would ask Wayne, get his analysis from a swing trade perspective from what I see. I'm not too crazy about it. And again, it's going to move when Bitcoin moves. I'm not too big into the whole Bitcoin world, but when Bitcoin was going freaking bananas, right, and it was ripping and running, RIOT was ripping and running as well. And that's a good time to trade it, right? That would be a great time to trade it. Right now, it's really not going bananas. It's not ripping and running. So I would personally have to say I'm not a huge fan of RIOT, but I do understand why you're looking at it. And if you were really looking from it, analysis perspective, just look at the uptrend that it's on, right? So just look at the uptrend that it's on from yesterday. Just connect the lows, right? Just connect those lows. As long as it holds higher lows, eventually you could get over that 308, right? Eventually get over that 308. And you'd probably have a top target of around like 331. All right, around that 331. So that's kind of how I would be looking at it there. So we have 1 minute and 50 seconds. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know, guys. Again, everybody on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed our morning trade commentary, pre-market analysis watch list session. This is what we do every single morning in chat just to make sure the team is prepared. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Every morning at 9:05, we will go live. Even, guys, for those of you in chat, again, just let me know if you have any questions, and we'll get those answered. We have 1 minute 20 until the bell.